confusing, so we'll just kind of stay quiet here, and let's just watch the games and enjoy them, and worry about the final placements of the group when they're a little bit more figured out, a little bit more easier to understand and translate to you guys onto the stream. To the bottom left-hand side, our blue Terran player from Envious. He's not having... I mean, he's been playing some good games, some really close games as well against Alive, even against Strange. Game 3 was so close. You know, really good games out of him, but just hasn't been on the winning end enough times, unfortunately, to end up in a decent position now in the group. He is the blue Terran player from Envious. It is Polt. To the bottom left of Galactic Process. Let's see how his TvZ is going to be doing today. And he is going to be going up against the yellow Zerg player from True Esports to the top right-hand side. Let's hear if you're cheering on Elazer. A few people saying, don't think Polt's playing that seriously and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, you say it as though he's just, like, throwing games away stupidly. Like, he played one hell of a series against Alive. As our Chinese caster has left. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm going to try and just figure this out, guys, in a moment or two. You're saying as though, like, Polt's just playing, like, throwing away games and not trying it. Like, he's playing, like, 20-minute games, back and forth TVTs. He's playing this TVP against Strange, which is, like, 20 minutes long, super low unit counts. I don't understand how you guys think Polt isn't at least trying somewhat reasonably hard, because he's playing... He's playing, like, super long games. Like, he's playing, like, games, he's not just tapping out early or anything, he's playing until his last few units are alive, he's trying everything. I don't know, guys. I think it's a bit of a silly thing to assume or to say, based on the games. Like, if he was, like, losing in, like, 5 minutes games where it looks like he doesn't even try to defend a whoop for some drop and stuff, then I would understand. But he's losing these, like, 20-minute games which go on and on. I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to me to say that he's not trying. But maybe that's just my opinion. Anyways here, early on we do see 3x sweep out of Polt. Sorry, I'm tapping out the game to try see what's going on. Just trying to make sure that the Chinese caster's okay. Apparently Chinese caster didn't leave the game, so I've got no idea what's happening. You're going to see this Reaper starting to move in towards the upper right-hand side. Already 3 Reapers here from Polt, already starting to harass an Elazer. He skipped link speed to go straight to the Roach Warren. I was talking a bit about this yesterday, as Elazer just asked for a quick second. I was talking about this yesterday, where I actually feel this is like the best way to deal with kind of free rack Reaper. And I like it. I think it's just good. You get the roaches up, a couple of Ravagers, and you just have that range on the Ravagers, etc., to really just push this back and push it away. Some Reapers coming forward, seeing some grenades going down, pushing the Queen, the Queen and the Roach or so back a little bit. I'm just going to be seeing, again, a few units just joined up together down on the natural expansion. Polt can still get second place in this group. He actually can if he 2-0s here. And gets the he is on, like, no, if he wins this 2-0, then he'll be on the best map score possible to be on a 1-2 match score with. So it is possible he still moves through this group. So it is possible he still moves through this group in second place. Yes, definitely. And he has to get a good chance of that. He'll have to 2-0 Elazer, and then it depends on other results. Elazer would have to lose to Alive, and then Strange would have to beat, and then Elazer would have to beat Strange. That's how it would have to go. So, we're going to be seeing a few Ravagers joined up together as Polt. With this 3x Reaper play, well, he's starting to move out of it. He's already added on add-ons and starting to move into other things. Not too many Reapers really made overall, only 7. So it's not that much of a commitment to it, but he is still going to delay the third hatchery to some extent. But again, not for too long. And again, just moving into that stim pack super quickly, lots of Marine production. We might just see a super fast, like, Marine stim attack. I wonder if he attacks, like, before he has medevacs or anything, just goes with, like, a lot of Marines. An attack which might just catch Elazer off guard by how fast these add-ons have come up here compared to previously, compared to kind of usually. Hopefully we're going to stay alive, gets up to the high ground, nothing there to give Polt the vision, not just yet at least, as Elazer going to drop the lair down as well. It's about halfway done at this point. I mean, one of the possibilities off the lair, well, Roach speed is obviously an obvious one, We could go into potentially something along the lines of a... we could go into maybe kind of a Nidus network to kind of counterattack. But I think it's sort of too late for that anyways. I think you have to go there super early to make that work. Double Evo Chamber coming down, and we do see Polt moving across the map with a few Marines here. Not exactly as many Marines as I thought he might with this stim attack. I thought he might have a few more than this, but he's still going to maybe look to be a little bit aggressive. Elazer supply blocked currently, so he can't actually make any more units, and he's actually going to get supply blocked again as another Overlord going to start going down. So Elazer heavily supply blocked at this point. Marines going to back away, Reapers being pushed away as well. I feel if the Marines and the Reapers together, he could turn and fight these Ravagers. He's not going to. Anyway, Starport is going to land on the reactor now, so we're not actually too far away from actually having Medivacs to harass on the map with. As we're just going to be seeing the +1/+1 melee upgrades and the temporary upgrades coming up in a pretty similar time. So pretty similar stuff so far. Link speed going to come in now from Elazer too. Obviously playing melee upgrades, going to play with Zerglings, and so that link speed going to be something he wants to utilize here. Still going to invest into roach speed though, and maybe looking towards a Ling Ravager playstyle rather than something along the lines of, you know, something like a Ling Ravager rather than Ling Bane. So we'll see how this goes. Might just be kind of Ling Roach or Ling Bane Roach. Or maybe not even that many roaches at all, just gets the roach key because he does have a few of them on the map. Maybe it's moving forwards. I like this. Some grenades will just not get rid of the creep tumor. 1 HP. It's unfortunate out of Polt not to quite pick that off there. As he goes up into 5 racks now. His 3rd CC is in location and mining, by the way. So just continuing to set up into this right now. As we're going to be seeing Polt just going to start moving onto the map with a couple of Medivacs. So here we go, some drop play going to start up, but obviously Elazer now has had a chance to build up a bunch more units. So we'll see what Polt can get done with these 2 first Medivacs, which are starting to come in towards the upper right side of the map. So, I mean, he might just unload here and start to try and cancel the 4th base. That wouldn't be too bad a thing to do. He does see the 4th base. Elazer won't see that drop though. Building hatcheries not with as much vision as flying Medivacs, quite obviously. As there we go, stimming in. I'm just going to be seeing Polt. Going to be getting rid of this hatchery nice and quickly. Zergling's trying to run in here, but just taking some damage. Polt doesn't lose a Marine just yet, and actually going to stay in position to deny that 4th base again. Elazer? Okay, we'll move forwards with the Zerglings here to try and deny that. There's the stim coming in. He'll just start 7 backwards. The Queens will come in to target the Medivacs. Polt lifts 2 Marines down. Good trades overall, though. Still have Reapers on the map as well to try and harass at certain points of the game. Ooh, we're going to see these Marines going to load on the tower again. A nice little choked up position there for him to trade with. And just trying to make the most of that. Marines unloading once more. 1 Marine will take the watchtower. Actually, it doesn't. Yeah, still hotkeyed here. Going to see more Marines unload now, and Polt continuing to apply pressure here in the early stages of the game. As Elazer goes into centrifugal hooks, that Balin speed, and the 2-2 upgrades, he's also got a hive halfway done. So continue to tech as Polt continues to pressure. And now Elazer with a lot of Lings out of position. Also with Reapers going into his natural expansion, Elazer has to be a little bit careful. 6 workers killed already, 4th base cancelled again. And Polt just keeps on moving forwards here. Those first few Balins might get cancelled. They might not even be matter if they come up because they're not going to be fast Balins. So he does get a good connection with one of them in the front, but the Marines are just chewing through the Zerglings, and Elazer doesn't have anything here. GG. Polt will take in the 1 very swiftly and very easily in this. Guys, let us jump in game and introduce our players. To the bottom right hand side from True Esports, it's our red Zerg player Elazer. And he's going to be going up against the blue Terran player from Envious, Polt, to the upper left hand side. Thank you very much, Zev SSN, for the 2-month resub. Thank you very much for joining us here again for a 2nd month in a row, of course. Guys, give me some love, some STI heart in the chat. Thank you very much for resubscribing. Do appreciate it. And again, welcome back for a 2nd month with us on the channel. Appreciate the resub, appreciate the continued support. Always great to see. The 2-month resub, such a happy resub, because it's like, you know, the 2-month resub is like, hey, I subscribed the first time, and I didn't mind, you know, and I felt it was worthwhile, you know, so I resub again, you know. I think it's happy because it's like, they're like, you know, the first month was good, I'm going to resubscribe again. Unless it's like a 2-month resub where they're just like, oh crap, I forgot to cancel. Well, may as well get my 2 moments of fame out of this, because I don't want to cancel it for next month. I think the 2-month resub's a happy one, though. I think all the resubs are a happy one, right? You know, every number is 1. Actually, I don't know. I'm talking nonsense on. I should just talk about. I really just stop talking nonsense so much because I oftentimes start saying something and I just sort of begin sounding like an idiot. Where it's just like, well, yes, Wardy, okay, sure, whatever you say. Game 2, Polt leads 1-0. His opening here is very standard, no proxy play. Something which Elazer just goes and checks around for with this drone. Look how thorough he is. To the left-hand side, to the right-hand side. He scouted a good chunk of the map here initially, just to minimize any potential for his opponent to catch him off guard in the very, very early stages of the game. My cast and replay is on event. This is an event every Thursday and Friday. We are live with the SGL from 3 PM CEST. We started a bit early today due to Casper Cup qualifier later on, but we do cast this every Thursday and Friday. Also, Leifeng Cups Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, live from 1 PM CEST. Hattrick coming in at the gold base nice and early from Elazer as the Reaper pops up. We'll just confirm that, and Polt will just have a go, a little bit of a wander towards the main base / natural, see if there's any drones ripe for the picking. He finds one on the natural, but it'll become an extractor, and he'll find another one which will also become an extractor to stay alive here in the early stages. Reaper just going to continue to work away here. These few Zerglings going to start moving forwards. One Ling just going to pull back. And this time from Polt, he's going to go for that 2-1-1 build order. So the second rack's already on the way up, and a tech lab going to finish up on it. Stimpack will start here in just a few moments' time. Intrigued to see what exactly the build order is going to be out of Elazer this time. Last time, sort of because he was forced into because he was forced into the road run from 3 racks Reaper. We then saw him adding on the Baneler Nest, but never really got to see him using the Banelers before he died. So I was interested to see if it's just going to be melee upgrades and Ling Bane, or if he's still going to try and introduce the Roaches into his playstyle here as well. So single Reaper just going to sit at the top, and again, Polt, if he does win this 2-0 and the rest of the matches go his way, there is a possibility that he gets through this group with a 1-2 match score. And if he does win this 2-0, he will be on the best possible map score with a 1-2 match score, having won a map in both the matches he lost and not dropped a map in the match he won. And then it comes down to Elazer versus Strange. Elazer would have to win that, and then Alive would have to beat Elazer for Polt to then go through. And of course the map score would have to be good, and map score would have to hold as well. So that's how things stand right now. Again, we'll try and keep you guys updated with what the kind of situations are in the round robin group as the games progress. We'll try and keep you guys, keep reminding you guys as to what's going on. You're going to be seeing this Reaper still moving around a little bit from Polt, having a little bit of a look-see to see where he might want to jump into. Maybe towards the main base, maybe going towards the third expansion. Both are possibilities right now, as we're going to be seeing some creep spreads starting to push out over to the right-hand side of the map here. Healer's just setting up, getting ready to go. A few Zerglings going to sit in the main bases. Again, Polt just ready to have a bit of a think as to what direction he may want to go in very shortly. Creep Team are going to go down now as the Reaper picks up the kill on that. And these Zerglings coming into this right-hand side. Reaper will take a lot of damage, has to pull away, and just go back down to the low ground. Medevac going to lift up some Marines here. Going to push this Overlord away just a little bit. So Overlord getting pushed away right now, and just going to be seeing this continue to be worked away at. So Overlord does fall. I'm going to be seeing 3 extra barracks being added on now from Polt. So 3 extra racks coming into play, and Polt just going to be moving down through the center of the map. So we're moving through down through the center of the map. We're going to be seeing Polt again, just looking to see what he can get up to. Looking to see if he can get any damage done. It's a bit of a delayed initial double drop. You'd expect it to already be on the other side of the map right now. But either way, going to get over here. Already a lot of Lings up. Something I said the other day, last night, we saw Scarlet playing Massa, and she was on like 55 workers when this attack hit. And it was so crazy that she just managed to get up to so many more workers than people usually do. You can see here Ela's on 48 workers. I mean, I'd already say that's quite a lot, but Massa was just, Scarlet against Massa was just incredible. As we're going to be seeing Polt into 5 racks, no third CC. He's going to 2-base this. Tanks on the way, combat shields and +1 attack. He's not interested in letting this game continue into the later stages. He just wants to finish this up on 2 bases, nice and early, nice and easily, and get that 2-0, which he's hoping for, to increase his chances of advancing through this group in 2nd place. Sport Crawler going to go down here. We're going to see Queen pop down as well. Really nice harassment so far of Polt, where he's just sat down on this low ground, picking fights where he's not losing any units, but he's just picking away a unit here and a unit there. Efficiency really is going to be key for him as he goes into this 2-base attack. The more damage he does early on, the better position his 2-base attack will put him in a little bit later. The less prepared Elazer is going to be for that 2-base attack. And again, because it's a 2-base attack, the more units you have, the better. And so you don't want to just throw these Marines away initially. You want them to actually power up the 2 base timing a little bit later on. However, one medevac very close to going down. This time Polt has to just stim away into the corner. And he's going to have to leave some Marines behind. Actually loses the medevac as well. So not the best there this time around from Polt as he continues to back off. Here comes the rest of the army coming down the map though. 2 tanks, a heck of a lot of Marines. Plus 1 attack, but no armor upgrade. And also, well, I think the tanks are probably one of the main things here. As you see, the tank vac's going to be setting up, and 1 Baneling right out right now. Elazer might have a few more of those, but they are slow. No Baneling speed for another 30 seconds, 40 seconds. So that's not going to be up here just yet. Tank's going to siege up, and sieging on the low ground of a gold base is very frustrating on this map because it is going to hit the mineral line. Elazer already backs away to the 4th base, which he goes to the right. Has pulled 25 army supply ahead going into this engagement. Elazer's going to come down the ramp, and here we go. Polt, how well is this fight going to go for him? A few Banelings already connecting, but not too well. And the thing is, the Marines are split up all over the place. However, tanks are going down. It's only Marines left over, and Polt going to lose a few more Marines to the top side as Banelings crash in. And Polt just going to have to back away and wait for reinforcements. The problem with going for a 2-base attack on this map is that the reinforcements distance is pretty darn huge. And that means that actually Polt, as he comes across the map, is very slow to reinforce his initial army. Didn't pull his tanks away either, so there was no real efficiency there. And Elazer makes the initial hold, which is sometimes all you really need to defend something like this from a Terran player, because once that first hold is made, momentum is sort of halted. And the Terran player relies so much here on momentum in this sort of matchup, in this sort of game, where he wants to attack and keep on attacking. It's a weird map to 2-base on, because talking about momentum, you don't get momentum on Apotheosis because it takes you so long to get reinforcements across the map. So every attack is almost sort of just so segregated anyways. As you can see here, Elazer running on in, is going to clean up, and Polt might just have to GG out of game number 2. And we might be going to game number 3, which will be on Frost. Polt's attack just has not worked here at all. I mean, this is a really weak position for him now, as we are going to lag on out. It's going to be Polt who lags on out this time around. He comes back in. Ooh, is he still a little bit shaky here? Sorry for the delay. As we jump back, we're going to be seeing what's going to be happening here. So some Zerglings moving forwards. I mean, Elazer basically just cleaned Polt up, and Polt is in full-on retreat mode to try and get back home, defend, and try and make something happen. It's going to be tough though. Elazer already comfortable enough to start Hive. He's actually on 4 bases. His gold base didn't go down. He just lost mine in there for a little while. And so Polt, ooh, he doesn't raise the depot initially. Actually, that's okay. His initial surge of Marines is going to be okay against this, as he is starting to float his main base out from the main. Look, he's got so many minerals left here. He's just going to send it to the gold. He wants that boost in economy to keep himself going in this. So he's going to keep on 2-basing it. To be fair, right now his army supply is even. He'll be in a set of upgrades down, but never doubt the efficiency of a Terran army. So Polt going to try his best to stay in this. He's even going to start an armory and a 2nd engineering bay. It's the Hive that's the issue though, because Polt will definitely not have an economy or setup to go in towards a a later game scenario here any longer. So that's what we're not going to be able to see out of Polt. So you won't be able to kind of go into kind of anti-ultra army. So he still has to end this somewhat soon, and to try and keep his advantage, as we see moving into the right-hand side, a few more Zerglings going down. And Polt's still just moving around here. A few Banelings roll into a mineral line, 7 workers killed, and maybe a couple more still as well, 9 in total. And that's a nice little attack for 4 Banelings to just shut down even more economy of Polt, which is already in tatters in all honesty. 27 workers to 60. Elazer has a gold base too, so it's not like the gold base is an advantage for Polt. It's just something else, it's just kind of helping to try and even things out, I suppose. Elazer definitely ahead in economy now, as a drop to the left side from Polt was turned away already, and this next drop coming in to try and replace it. He's also pushing down the right-hand side, but it's a tough situation. Elazer's on 5 bases. He is very comfortable in this game number 2. This Overlord going to get taken down, and again, Marines and Medevac's going to keep pushing down this side. These Zerglings from Elazer will be coming in, having a look to see what they might be able to get up to. Stimming forwards again, one Crypt Tumor going down. More Zerglings are running on in here, and we're going to see these Marines loading on up, and then just backing away. Polt just trying to stay in this right now, trying to fight this out, but it's just not happening. Well, it is happening, he's fighting it out, but I don't see him getting back into the game. And again, Elazer just going to play it slightly slowly, just wait for the Ultras to come out with kindness playing, etc. And from there, he's going to be very, very good to go. Marines moving forwards, and Queen's just going to take a little bit more damage. So a little bit more damage being taken, and again, looking to just keep on trying to push that Medevac away. And Zergling's going to come in from a couple of different angles, forcing the lift up on that Medevac there. As Medivac has to back away up this left-hand side. Some Zerglings going to try and run in, and they get cleaned up pretty swiftly. Some Zerglings getting cleaned up pretty swiftly and getting pushed away over to the right-hand side themselves. And just going to be seeing Marines stimming forwards out of Polt, who's just going to try and get a little bit more damage done. So a little bit more damage done. Marines are going to pick off those Zerglings. We're going to be seeing Elazer moving through to the center of the map with Lings, Banes, and Ultralisks. And a creep team are coming down in towards the center as well. A few more Banelings also coming up from the south side. And just trying to see what's going on. So Elazer moving up to the top side of the map. We're going to be seeing a Spire on the way currently from Elazer. And just a few more Zerglings as well. Just coming in. I mean, the Spire is obviously a way to fight against the Liberators, which he expects to come in as the game continues. Just playing it safe, not saying to himself, well, I don't expect him to ever get Liberators up. Just saying, well, you know, in case he does get Liberators up, this is the right thing to do. So Elazer's not cutting any corners as he runs on in here. And, well, again, it's not going to be a super pretty engagement because it is a very choked up area. But he is still going to fight this. And actually, Baneling's very nearly getting through. Nice target fire and getting rid of the rocks. But, man, those Marines get massacred. And Elazer will take game 2. Match for both because, obviously, Elazer would love to get off to a 1-0 start. But if Polt loses this, he'll be 0-3 in the group. And there's no way he gets out of the group. So this is a must win. And even then, after this, it comes down to match scores and even map scores. Because he would be on the... Well, he wouldn't be on the best possible map score, but he wouldn't be on a bad map score either to advance on a 1-2. So it still comes down to the other matches as well. Again, the current plan is we're going to be casting this series. Then we'll cast Elazer versus Alive. And then we will cast... then we will not cast Strange versus Elazer. That will be played at another time and date. Just after, just because players want to get to the Casper Cup qualifier on time and not have any issues or concerns getting there and so on. And that's probably not going to happen. And, you know, finish this series and cast another series and 2 more series, sorry, in that time. 1 more series is reasonable, 2 more is not. Polt, Freerax Reaper here on Frost as he is our blue Terran to the bottom left-hand side. I mean, Frost isn't a bad map for Freerax Reaper. We've actually seen in the past, back in Heart of the Swarm, 2-Rax Reaper was a very, very popular build in TvT, for example, in this map, because it is fairly Reaper friendly. We'll talk about that in a moment as we have Elazer, our yellow third player from True Esports, to the top left-hand side. So why is it Reaper friendly? Well, obviously all the area to jump into the main base with is one of the main reasons, but it's also, for Freerax Reaper, quite friendly as well. It's not like orbital shipyard levels of Reaper friendly, but it does have this secondary ledge, which you can use to kind of jump away a second time, and you know, there's not really a lot of kind of escape paths after that, but it's still somewhat decent to sort of play on, and sometimes the Freerax Reaper play on this map might just catch your opponent off guard. So, yeah. Guys, Polt is not out. He has a very good map score, even if losing a map here to Elazer, even if he wins this, he still did win a map in both the series he lost, so he still does have a good chance of getting out the group. It sounds ridiculous, but all that would have to happen is Elazer beat Strange and Alive beat Elazer, which aren't ridiculous results. So, Polt is not out of this group by a long shot just yet. Even as long as he wins this game, he has a good chance still of advancing. We've seen a lot of players in the past advance on a 1-2 match score, so it is definitely possible that Polt still goes through. So he's not 100% out, as people are saying in the chat. It's quite the opposite. He is very possibly in. I'd even say Elazer beating Strange and Alive beat Elazer are very likely results.
Game paused.
Is Polt going to pause here just for a quick moment, hopefully not for too long. Lag. Strange can't get a map score worse than him. Oh, well, that might actually be true. Well, is it? What did Strange win with? Strange can have a map score way worse than Polt. Polt's on 2-4 right now. Now he'll be on 2-5. So Strange can lose 2-0 to Elazer and he'd be on 2-5, and Polt would be on 3-5. So it is possible for Strange to be on a worse map score. Strange already got 2-0'd. Polt 4-5. He'll be on 2. Yeah, Polt would be on 4-5 if he won this series. And if Polt's on a 4-5 map score and Strange is already on a 2-3, then actually, as long as Strange loses, Polt is ahead of him. So Polt has a really good map score to go through with. Like, as long as Strange loses, it doesn't matter the map score, Strange is below him. So yeah. Polt just lagging here, guys. Hopefully get him fixed in just a few moments' time. And obviously, it's hard to say Elazer's map score, because he'll obviously... I mean, we assume he loses this, so 1-2. So yeah, I mean, it comes down to map score, etc. But Polt is far from being out right now. But he does have to win this series first. He wins this series, and then let's worry about that. Let's just worry about kind of finishing this series, because actually, we need to keep moving on here, really. We need to... we need to kind of keep this going, because we want to get into Elazer live and try and finish this up in time for Casper qualifiers. Polt says that his ping is getting better. He's going to say go go. Looks as though we will resume. Go go being called. 3, 2, 1. We are back in. So Polt going to continue harassing here. He was 3 racks Reapering. Elazer does cancel his wing speed, goes straight into Roach production, so Roach is already on the way up. And Reapers blasting Roaches around right now. Queens are going to push those Reapers back, though, to the right-hand side. And for now, Polt doesn't do too much. Question becomes, when does he switch out Reapers? He switched out very early on Galactic Process. Does he do the same once again right now? So, he was going to be popping back up here and continue to trade, and be blasting a couple of Ravagers away. Oh, nice biles though, actually on the low ground. Didn't see those there. So they're actually going to catch a Reaper or two as they go back down. He's going to be seeing the Reapers just still poking around here. Actually, that's going to be a queen kill on the low ground. Nice grenades to push the Ravagers and Roaches back up the ramp there. So that's pretty neat. As we'll see the Reapers backing away again to the side. Stimpak on the way from Polt, so again switching into these Marines nice and early. Very similar to Galactic Process in terms of how Polt is doing this and how he is building. So Reaper's pulling away to the right-hand side, and again, we're just going to be seeing these Roaches and Ravagers just nearby. And third CC, even building in location for Polt. That's how confident he is right now. I mean, he's seen there's no link speed, so to be fair, why not build the third base in location? Roaches and Ravagers are not going to be super good at denying that. Not going to get too much a chance to get across. I'm just going to see the Reaper's just going to be coming in towards the upper watchtower. And the lair on the way in as well right now. So, it's going to be seeing this lair still building up here. Reaper's moving around as well. So Reaper's still just moving around. Lair's on the way up, and Evo Chamber coming down. 2 Evo Chambers coming down. Elazer starting to transition himself, of course. His third hatchery coming up too. Reapers, 4 of them, just holding the map control as best they can. Not super easy to do a lot with only 4 Reapers. As these Marines join up, I still feel like with the Stimpak, he could move across and maybe just catch Elazer off guard when he's not ready to fight against a bunch of Marines with Stim. You know, if he comes across now, 2 Roaches, 4 Ravagers die pretty quickly. But I guess Polt sees it, Elazer sees it coming with Overlords, etc. And I guess that's one of the reasons Polt doesn't really commit across the map like this. So as we've seen, the Reapers just sort of splitting up to take the watchtower to the top side. Marines and Marauder are going to join up here as well. And there's the 1 upgrades coming in from Elazer's Polt. 1 engineering bay for now. Does he add on 2? Oh, sorry, he's actually on 2 engineering bays. So he has double engineering bay upgrades will start. I mean, he's on 3 CC, right? So 1 engineering bay wouldn't make much sense. As the first 2 medevacs come out, we'll definitely see Polt attacking across the map a little bit, I think. At least trying to see if he can get up to anything right away. Again, +1/+1 missile upgrades. Roach speed just over halfway done. And Submarine's just going to be moving forwards. Polt going to be trying to pick away at an Overlord up in the sky. So Overlord goes down. And just moving out. With the first few units here, the medevac's going to come across. I like this actually. He's actually only sending 16 Marines out. So only enough units that you can pick up and retreat with at any point in time. So just looking to trade. The difference from Elazer this time around is obviously that he has gone into missile upgrades rather than melee upgrades. So by going into missile upgrades, he's going to commit more so into the Roach Ravager playstyle. As we're going to be seeing the Marines continue to come up from Polt, coming in towards the northern side. Now Elazer is going to pause. Oh my god. The lag here is continuing to plague this series. From either side.
Game resumed.
As we resume once again. Infestation pit on the way up. Tunnel enclosed as well. This is something Elazer does a lot when he plays Roach Ravager Infester. Playing with the tunnel enclosed, allowing himself to get into good positions with roaches to instigate fights to initiate. I was going to see Marines coming in top side, and well, Roaches and Ravagers very quickly in position to defend this. Tries to target down the Ravager, doesn't quite get it though. We'll have to just lift up and leave with those first few Marines. Next two Medivacs not moving across the map aggressively, not just yet at least. They're just sitting at home for now, so just building up here. Polt continuing on these free bases. And, well, Elazer as well, just continuing to tech up himself as we see Medivacs lifting once again. And just disengaging from this before he loses too much. A Roach for Marine traded out here. And full saturation on free bases for Polt. Elazer's economy not great, actually. 60 drones to 65 SCVs. It's not brilliant. These two tanks left at home, though. I'm not sure if that's a mistake or what by Polt. Because he is moving across. I guess he only wants to move across with, again, 60 Marines, enough to harass with and pick up and leave whenever necessary. So, just doesn't want to kind of move across the map with anything he might actually lose. So really, efficiency is key here from Polt as he continues to just trade, lift up whenever possible. And that's exactly what he's doing, moving into this left side as well. Just looking to see what he might pick off, but it's still good positions around from Elazer. They lose an Overlord, a Creep Tumor or two as well. And Polt just creating map control for himself, limited map control from his opponent. As he sets up into, I mean, what timing does he hit here? Maybe 2-2 with a lot of tanks and just see how much damage he can get done. There's that tunnel enclosed coming into play now from Elazer starting to move down the bottom side, down to the bottom side of the map. So, Roaches from Elazer are going to move down to the bottom side. And we're going to be seeing a lot of Marines, Marauders, and tanks set up on the high ground as well. Polt with a bunch of Medivacs ready to go once again here. As these Roaches continue to move forwards. They're going to move up here. This turret is going to be, well, giving him detection initially. He can chase those away. Roach is actually going to unburrow to keep on running away here. Polt still have drops around the map, just set ready to go in if he gets the opportunity to. Hive and Aspire on the way now from Elazer as well. His late game setup continues to come into play right here on Frost. Polt, 2-2 halfway done. He's going to get ready to hit this timing shortly. He's actually going to lift up the tanks. They're going to start moving into position. See what he can set up into here. Might be able to get up the left-hand side and get position over on the 4th base. Definitely a possibility right now. As these tanks just going to be coming across. We see some Marines to the top side again from Polt. Sort of sat in location. And again, seeing what they can do. Overlord goes down to the side and scans on top of the army. Sees what's up. Going to see the tanks dropping down here. And being in range of that hatchery. A few Marines going to stim ahead. And I mean, if he can't get a 4th base up, Elazer, it will be a bit of a troubling situation for himself. So, 2 corrosive bars missing. Coming in very late there with the corrosive bars against the fungal units. It was after the fungal wore off that the bars landed, which of course means Polt had time to split away and to minimize the damage he was taking. As going to be seen. Well, Elazer's Hive is in now, so he starts up his 3rd set of upgrades. He goes into his well, Spire waiting to finish. I guess he goes straight to Gorilla Spire here. If he wanted to play Ultras, he probably would have started it already. As some Roaches burrowing forwards, trying to initiate the fight. It's just not going to happen though. It's actually still going to actually pop up here. And oh, Elazer, sorry, Polt doesn't realize it in time. And the fungal growth catches too. Polt just expected this army to continue moving away in this direction. Doesn't pull back with the tanks anytime soon either. Nice little fight from Elazer there, getting himself a little bit of an advantageous trade. As Polt will lift up the tanks once again. And prepared to keep on fighting. I mean, for now, tank and bio will be good. But as the Broodlords come into play, that's when Polt will have to start thinking of an answer, getting some Vikings up, and anti-air in general, to be able to fight against this. Fire forces moving towards the centre and infestors. So over here as well, a couple of, one of them with 2 fungal growths on it, but that's about it. So not too much fungal growth energy available here. As you're going to be seeing Polt up the left-hand side of the map. Drop to the top is still around, but is getting cleaned up, not doing too much damage. Scan is going to reveal a bunch of units here as we lag again. Okay, we'll just pause this. As Polt is going to lag out once more.
Game paused.
Players have a lot of issues today. Battle.net server on it. The NA Battle.net server is apparently just dying completely. Just going to be seeing if the players are ready. I'm just going to test their pings. Elazer's okay. Polt just going to ask for a second, guys. These pauses really slowing us down. 40 minutes until the Casper Cup qualifier. We will be going into that, guys, the Casper Cup qualifier after this event. Not after this event, I mean pretty much as it starts, but we do have to cast Elazer live first, which is why I'd like to try and jump into that as soon as possible, which is of course being delayed by the lag spikes in this game. Man, we've seen some really drawn out days of the SGL. Usually the SGL ends in 3.5-ish hours, 4 hours at most. I mean, we're 3.5 hours in right now, 2 best of 3s left. Obviously we've already decided to postpone Strange versus Elazer, but Alive versus Elazer is something which we're still hoping to get played out here today. So, unless this game goes super long, which it could, I mean, it's potential. 4 base against 4 base Frost. Possibilities, so. Again, played by pauses right now in this game. Polt going to test with the dots to see what his lag is. See what his ping is like. Again, sorry guys, not much we can do if the players are the ones having the connection issues. We've just got to try and sit through it and hope the players can get it sorted. Here's going to be typing out just a space, a blank message now. As we just try to resume as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining us for the SGL today. Usually we're not actually as plagued by issues and delays in this in the SGL. Usually it's a nice smooth run tournament. But today, I'll just run into an issue here, an issue there, just a couple of connection things. I mean, the situation of the game right now, this scan on the minimap is really bothering me. Everything's still, but this minimap is still spinning with the scan. But, I think at this point for me, Elazer, he just needs to defend until brutes come out. But it might be difficult, because with this many tanks, the Roach Ravager force is not super effective. And one of the main issues I think Elazer has at this point in time is going to be the fact he only has 3 infestors. And the one with energy is very low on health. There's only 2 fungal growths available right now. So Polt attacking already. It's problematic for Elazer here, and it can just be the tank count, which might just be able to force him through. And to kind of force him through this. So, be interesting to see how this ends up. Still just... So Polt obviously DC'ing there momentarily again. This is the last game of Polt today. So after this, we might have a bit more smooth sailing. Of course, we only have 35 minutes until Casper Cup qualifiers, so we've got to kind of keep on moving as fast as possible, as quickly as possible. We will try and cast Elazer versus Alive. We're not sure how well it's going to go. Alright, Polt says go, go. Just going to double check Elazer's good to go. And we're going to resume. So Polt in this aggressive position. Tanks will drop if he targets the infestors. Oh, he actually drops the fungals, but he gets a couple of tanks. I don't think those were the fungals he needed. He was actually on 1 fungal. But now you can see that Elazer is sort of backing away, and that's going to allow Polt to push a little bit further forwards here. More reinforcements coming up for him as he loads up these tanks. That's going to pull, again, a little bit further up. Just going to be seeing Roaches. Again, this burrow play to kind of get on top of the tanks immediately will force friendly fire, and it might create a good fight for Elazer. He'll come in from both angles at the same time. Here we go, 1 infestor fungal growth coming in. The tanks do fire onto themselves. That will give Elazer a little bit of a head start in this engagement. The Bioforce is not in high enough number really even to fight this. As Elazer pushes on in, tanks still firing against these Ravagers. We're just going to be seeing these Bioforces from Polt continuing to push these units back. Elazer respending his money on Roaches, no Corruptors or sign of Broodlords just yet. A couple of Liberators added in. And while the Liberators aren't exactly the best of units, actually there's a few Corruptors up, so a couple of Broodlords do start them off. While Liberators may not kind of be the best against Roach Ravagers, because the Ravagers can shoot them down quickly, they will still add damage and force corrosive battles in certain locations. Currently now, no fungal growths available. Here we go. Corruptors are going to be spotted, and that is going to be maybe an indicator of the Broodlords to come. As Polt, though, is being pushed back. He's being cleaned out, and Polt might just be in trouble to this counterattack, especially if some Brutes come across the map as well, because he really isn't prepared to deal with any sort of Broodlord numbers. You know, he's got Liberators, but that's about it. That being said, it's only 2 Broodlords, so it's not super scary. Not just yet. Bioforce is coming down to the bottom left-hand side from Polt, joining up together right now. We're going to be seeing a couple of Broods still in the sky. There's a third one morphing in. Roach is burrowing and unburrowing just to regenerate some health nice and quickly here. And now Polt trying to take a 5th base, but Elazer will be able to deny this. So, able to deny this. I'm just going to be seeing Roaches and Ravages join together. A few Broodlords up in the skies from Elazer. Going to be seeing a couple of Liberators setting up the tanks as well. A little bit of Bioforce coming in over to the left-hand side. So, Bioforce coming into the left will be running in here, getting rid of a few of these drones. And the hatchery as well, potentially. So, just going to be trying to target this down. This hatchery is going to get taken down. Polt is going to get rid of it. I thought for a moment it's going to get transfused and stay alive. Nice little snipe by Polt, and now another set of units up the right-hand side. Polt's just going to run around the map and try to just pull Elazer apart, adding on 4s and Vikings. I'm still intrigued. Polt's been doing this for a long time, adding 4s in the late-game TvZ. Honestly, I'm still myself not convinced that 4s have any place in late-game TvZ. I don't think they do anything, but Polt obviously believes in them and continues to kind of add them on time and time again. And we've seen Bioforces from Polt coming all the way to the top side of the map. We'll be simming across this side, and we'll try and attack a Spore Crawler. Oh my god, we're lagging again. Just one spike there this time. But it's still happening. Hopefully, it's not going to come back, because this game has been so disrupted. It's almost ruining the fun of the game, because you know, constant pauses are never fun to watch. So, of course, again, we do apologize, but there's only so much we can do about it. As Polt, he's looking to come up this left-hand side. Looking to come up this left-hand side, and again, maybe try and deny this 4th base scan. Sees his opponent very far to position. The Brewers and a couple of Infestors in location. That's not the best of units which you want in here. You're going to see some fungal growths coming down. We'll stop the units from advancing forwards. Medivacs in the skies will defend. Tanks are in siege, so there's no friendly fire. Couple of Marauders stim ahead, trying to get an Infestor. They do get one of them. Queen's pushing forwards too, and the Broodlings are really the main thing to kind of push this away. Polt has taken his 5th base down to the bottom right-hand side. Planetary Fortress in location now. Elazer will try and take a 5th all the way over to this right side. A bit of a weird location, because this Reaper is actually blocking the 5th base up here. So it was free actually to open this game, and Reaper's still being useful at this late stage. Roaches, Ravagers, Corruptors, and Broodlords all joining up together in the skies. A few Queens moving forwards as well. Single Infestor here out of Elazer, just looking around to see what might happen. Single Marine just going to be working his way through this hatchery. So he has found that there, and look at this, 4 tanks just go and cancel it. It's nice because it's not a big commitment of tanks, but it's going to be a, you know, just a few, and it'll only take them a few seconds to get rid of this hatchery, and they can come back home. And honestly, at this point, tanks are not necessarily the best thing to have at home anyway, because the Broodlords will force a lot, you know, will do a lot of damage onto the tanks. So Roach is going to burrow. They're going to try and move forwards here. Polt, target firing the hatchery down anyway, so it might not matter. He lifts up a couple of tanks, and he is going to force that cancel. We'll continue to trade and pull away. 5 SCVs killed off here. Not sure what by. Maybe just a couple of Roaches here or there somewhere. Either way, going to be seeing a few more Broods morphing in. Still committing to Broods, but I don't like it anymore because there's so many Vikings in the sky. I'm not sure if these Broodlords can really do enough anymore. There's only 5 Corruptors. There is Queens, but currently they're very far out of position. And look at how many Vikings there is. They're going to come in. They're going to come in from the north side first. They're spread out to avoid infested and fungal growths or anything. And these Corruptors are just going to die so quickly here. Queens will come in and transfuse, but actually, he needs to be careful. Clumping up now. The infested Zooks go into fungal growth, and the Queen's doing a lot of damage. Pulling back though, these Broodlords are still in the front. The Queens can't reach over the gap here. He'll take down the 4th base of Polt, but I mean, he's losing Broodlords. He's losing Broodlords. The Queens are running out of transfuse energy. A couple of Liberators coming in as well. He still has to be careful. I mean, the Queens will continue to do good damage against Liberators and Vikings. Polt's lost 20 workers in this attack. Tries to get one more Broodlord kill at the end of this. Still making 4 Vikings at a time. Plenty of 4s mixed into the army as well. 6 of them, but they haven't really come into the fights at all just yet. Elazer takes down the 4th base, but that's not so important for Polt, who has a 5th base stable to this side. Another base on the way up. I mean, it's never nice to lose an expansion, but at the same time, he has bases to fall back to, whereas Elazer doesn't have that base to fall back to when he lost his 4th before. Elazer's economy in tatters right now, realistically, because as these bases begin to mine out, well, he has one base at the very far top right to mine from, but if Polt finds that with a drop, it's so easily denied. It's so far away. As we're going to be seeing Queens, units Bioforces trying to kind of tackle down the Infestors here before they get fungals off. Queens. Obviously, transfuse will be important in this as Vikings coming in again. A few corruptors to help out too. The fours helping out in whatever way they can. Nice fungal getting rid of some of the medevacs here. Very hard to really tell what's going to be happening at the end of this fight as we see Broodlords still fighting. I think the problem now is that the Broodlords are just going to be able to fight onto the fours, and I think Polt is just going to start losing a little bit too much. Going to be seeing the fours here down to the bottom side are going to be surrounded by the Broodlings. So Broodling is just going to pick those off, and Elazer is going to win this fight. And actually, now Elazer will be up 50 supply, pushing on down, and Polt is in trouble. Where are Polt's units? He's got nothing left over. Everything's in production. 2 fours, a couple of Vikings is all that's left for him. Elazer will have to take a few moments to recover. But this was a fight Elazer had to win because his economy, again, was about to be really, really hurting for himself. Although that being said, this base is up to the right-hand side, and for now it's staying alive because Polt hasn't found it yet, and so he's not looking to punish it. Polt's economy is still good, but now his army is going to be struggling. 50 army supply down in this game, and he is really, really, really hurting. A few more roaches, another couple of ravages being added on right now as Elazer joins up together with a few more units. Broodlord's still up in the skies, another ravager being morphed in here. And these roaches and ravagers just going to be moving forwards. A couple of fours, a few bio units getting ready to come in at the front. Maybe seeing that turret goes down, and again, roaches just cleaning up nicely here. Ravagers as well. Broodlord's still in the skies. Infestors looking to maybe grab a fungal growth or two wherever possible. Just going to be seeing roaches, a couple of roaches and a ravager making their way through this refinery here. Lots of roaches taking down a command center down to the south side. We're going to be seeing SCVs dropping down again. Lots of SCVs falling right now. 8, 9 workers gone. And these Broodlords having to back away over to the right-hand side. I mean, slowly but surely, Elazer is just picking Polt apart. And this will be Elazer in his first match of this group, and that puts him into such a great position. And it will mean Polt's out of the tournament. It actually more or less means it will be Elazer versus Strange to see who advances. As GG is called, Elazer